Sometimes life just gets in the way of keeping on schedule and do what you want to do. But we are here with the HellaBass Live on a Wednesday night, July 30th, because I missed you guys and I couldn't think of going another week without having a live. So, busy day. We're starting late live, and I got a box of stuff that I need to show you guys. So, stick around. I think you'll enjoy it. That's the plan. We're going to give you some life updates, what I've been doing, why I wasn't live last week, why we probably won't have a HellaBass live in the evening next week, but there might be some other live content. So, what's up, Brian? What's up, North Star Custom Baits? A few people trickle in. Let's get some notifications going. HellaBass Live, as always, brought to you, presented by Arsenal Fishing and boosted by Powerhouse Lithium. Remember, I probably don't mention this enough, but for the listeners, the replay, the people watching, HellaBass 15 gets you 15% off at Arsenal Fishing on all the awesome braid scissors, pliers, wacky tube tools, sun shirts, sun gloves, right? 15% off if you want to support Arsenal Fishing and support the show and support me. And HB10 gets you 10% off the best lithium batteries in the game and the best robust, reliable system. So in case I don't mention that enough, those are the codes. They're also down in the video description if you don't remember and you ever want to find them when you need them. What's up, Trevor? What's up, Michael? Sounds good. Looks good. This will not be a super long stream, probably 45 minutes to an hour. Won't keep you guys up too late past your bedtime. What's up, Tim Maynard? See, the crowns are working. And Brian with the super chat. Thank you, Brian. You don't need to do that. But I did set, YouTube prompted me to set a goal, which I don't know how to show that. But that means we're going to give away another custom crankbait. You don't even know what the custom crankbaits are yet. So thanks, Brian. Much appreciated super chat. So I'll give away at least two things tonight, even though you don't know what it is. All right, we'll start with last week. Last week, work travel. I left my house Monday at 4 a.m. and did not get home till 10 p.m. on Friday for work travel. I was in Monterey, Mexico, Mission, Texas, Laredo, Texas, drove by Lake Falcon, Zapata, Texas. Couldn't stop and fish. That's actually where my parents live. They were in Alaska at that time, so that didn't do me any good. But it was a lot of planes, trains, automobiles, shuttle cars all over the place, and really, really, really toasty hot down in Mexico and Texas this time of year, especially when you're inside of a injection molding plant. So definitely sweated out some polos and some work pants, so that was nice. But that was last week, and that's why there was no live. And Wednesday night, even couldn't do it from a hotel because we did not get to our hotel room till actually 1 a.m. Thursday on Wednesday night. So yeah, last week, pretty much total wash. But I did get out the lacrosse tournament video, and so that's up if you didn't see that. It's kind of a fun video. I didn't catch them as well as I wanted to, but I think it still turned out to be a pretty good video. What's the deal with the crowns? So this is YouTube's new top fans chart, is what these little purple crowns are, and they basically track the number of times if you chat and super chat, and it gives you points, and then it resets every stream. I don't know. It must be something they do on like Twitch or other type of stream platforms, and YouTube's trying to kind of bring that here. So that's all I know, TKL. I guess I don't know that song, Tim. You're number one, Brian. Yeah. I'm glad that I could communicate that through the video. So yeah, that video's up. The first half of the actual Classic Bass tournament from lacrosse is up, which I am featured on. So if you haven't seen that, you can go to the Classic Bass channel, and there's also, I am part of that video for the first half as well. What's up, Rich G? So that was last week. This week, been kind of recovering. Saturday, got in late. Friday night, Saturday, kind of like spending time with the family, doing stuff around the house, kind of recover from a week-long travel. And then Sunday, I did go pre-practice pool 5A, Mississippi River. Yeah, I'm not a big Frank Sinatra guy, Tim, so I don't know that one. And so we are going to get to this box in a little bit. I will tell you about this box, so we'll get to that. Excuse me. And I did. My wife was gracious enough to let me go to the river and spend the day after being on the road all week. So I did get down some pre-practice, and the reason I really felt I needed that was the last day of practice before it went off limits. And the problem is normally state tournament, you get 3 days to practice, which is plenty of time. But the actual practice for the state tournament is right on top of the official practice for the Classic Bass Champions Tour on Lahamadu, which is this coming Tuesday. I did not fish Tonka today. Nope, I was working today. Did not fish. I think the Thorn Brothers Classic was actually Monday or Tuesday. It wasn't today. So, yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday already been working. Busy as heck at work. Hockey scrimmage. Had somebody come and look at the Camus tonight. So that's part of the reason we were late scheduling a stream tonight. So might be something happening on the boat front. Don't want to jinx anything. Just know it could be tox. So that's interesting. So yes, we've got this box right here from channel member Rex Hilgert, Top Toad, that he wanted to send me. So we're going to dig into that. Pool 5A on Sunday was pretty decent. Lots of classic. It's always chilly in my basement, Michael Bradley. Air conditioner just blows nothing but cold air down here. And it was in a hockey rink earlier. Will do, Rich G. So 5A did all right. Got like a 20 and a quarter inch smallmouth pretty early in the day. Got some nice smallmouth, got some decent largemouth, got some frog bites, some topwater bites, some stupid tube bites, some crankbait bites, some minnow bites on the river. So saw some things, some new parts of 5A that I hadn't fished. And so that was my one day of pre-practice. So the rest of this week, kind of outlining it here, is tomorrow night, probably drive up to Alexandria so that I can get up early and practice all day Friday for Classic Bass Championship on Lahamadu chain on Friday, all day Saturday, then drive from Alexandria, which is down to Winona, for the so I'm gonna skip one day of Lahamadu, I think. And this is all we'll see how things go. Go down and fish the river for one day and then drive back to Lahamadu for the final half day of practice up in Lahamadu. And so tomorrow night, it'll be like a 2.5 hour drive up to Alexandria to get ready. And then it's a 4 hour drive from Alexandria back to Winona for one day of practice. And then 4 hours back for the other day of practice on Monday. And then I'll fish all day Tuesday, Classic Bass Champions Tour. And then once I get out of there, I got to drive 4 hours back to Winona for the state tournament for Bass Nation that starts on Wednesday. Full field Wednesday, Thursday on the river. Hopefully make the top 25 cut, fish Friday. So we got a busy, busy week and a full 7, hopefully 8 days of fishing ahead of us. Yeah, so if anybody wants to drive me, Brian, any chance you want to drive me back and forth on Sunday night and Monday? Yeah, this is so the plan was to not suck at lacrosse and have really good points to not need to do so well on the Lahamadu, and then I wouldn't have to do this. But now I feel like this is kind of important. So Monday is off limits. No, Tuesday's off limits for the river. I could fish Monday. Either way, I have to drive back and forth. And I feel like if I try to fish the river on Monday, I'm going to fish way too late. I'm going to get up to Lahamadu way too late. I'm not going to be prepared. My tackle's not going to be ready, and I'm not going to be prepared to fish classic bass. So I feel like I got to do Saturday or Sunday on the river. So, am I in danger of being cut from classic bass? I don't think it's impossible for me to get cut, but I wouldn't say that I'm in danger. Uh, let's just look at the 2025 AOY standings. So I am in 28th. So I'm just above the bubble for making, so 33 make the TOC. So I am 8 points clear of the TOC. I think 42nd is the cut line for requalification. And so I'm 19 points clear of that. So if it's, I feel like I need to just not finish below 50 to requalify and not finish below 30th to make the TOC. Ideally, we just go cash check or top 10, have a really strong tournament and move up. So that's the plan. Now, obviously, this is all speculation based on what other people catch and that kind of stuff. So not impossible, but I am going forward as though I'm going to make the TOC. Yeah, so I am planning to live stream on Tuesday. My only concern is the height of my Starlink and like going into some of the bridges like Geneva and Victoria if I go that way. So I gotta check that in practice. And some of those bridges, canals are kind of long on the Hamadou. So if I go through long enough, if I lose signal too long, will I actually disconnect? So a little bit of concern about that with all the bridges on the Hamadou, but we're definitely gonna give it a whirl. What would be wrong with going on the river blind? So the Mississippi River has a lot of backwaters, and it's not easy to get around. It can be very time consuming to get around if you don't know where you're going. And so and you can waste, there's a lot of really good looking water on the river, especially our river, I feel like up here, that maybe isn't productive. So we'll see. My pre practice was decent enough that if I had to go down to the river, I wouldn't feel completely. So, I mean, like if things aren't going well at Lahamadu, there's a chance I don't drive down to the river. But at this point, that is the plan. Yeah, I can't be looking at my phone during Champs Tour, so it's one-way communication only. And I'll know, I'll look at it at halftime. Like I can pull up the stream at halftime and make sure it's running, and if it's not, I'll restart it at the halftime. So it doesn't look like it's gonna be super warm, so I don't think we have to worry about overheating. Yeah, this particular river is not just like. I mean, the Rain River is really easy to run, but once you get out of the river, you kind of got to know where you're going. So that's that. Um, we are in the final 2 days to use the Omnia code. If you haven't used your Omnia code or my Omnia code and you want to save 15%, you got 2 days to cash in before the August code comes out. And I will say, if you didn't notice, they did finally add the 610 minnow shaking rods to Omnia, which is cool. So Ecstasy 610 and the Cadence 610 rods are up. They also added the llama tubes, which these were like out this, they were in this morning, then out. So I bought some Monday night, and then today when I looked, they were all out, and looks like they're back in stock today. So I bought some of these Z-Man llama tubes. A good thing to use your discount on. So I don't know if they restocked or they pulled them down and put them back up or what. But these are the nosy Laztec little baby tubes that Seth Feider supposedly came out with. So I should get those in the mail tomorrow. And the corresponding heads. Oh, some new ecstasy rods. Oh, looks like they got the 756 and the swim bait rod and the Caden rod. So they added a bunch of the classic rods. So they now have. Oh, they also got the 610 rods in the ecstasy. Actually, they added the 752. They haven't added the 756 yet. Interesting. So, bunch of new Obbins, bunch of other new stuff being added. So typically more productive to work your baits with the current for river smallmouth. Yeah, I think so. Typically you want your bait flowing with the current or letting it. I mean, there's always exceptions to every rule, but in general, I like to keep my bait moving with the current. Yeah, there's like, we could look at it. Let's see here. Burp, burp, burp. We can go on to the map at Omnia. Let's look where Rich will be going, down here to Winona. Let's do, I don't know if it's easier to see in this version or this version. Yeah. So you got your main river here. It's pretty easy to run, but then all these backwaters take time to learn, and there's sandbars and sand drops and things that move that you can easily stick your boat on all through here. And there's extensive backwaters that you can go through on both sides of the river and see, like here, this looks like a channel, but look at all this sand. That could get you in trouble in a hurry. You know, things like this. Water is a little high. You can't see some of this sand right here, right now, but you could get stuck on it. So hopefully that gives you an idea what we're dealing with when I say the river. Like, and then it's not just sand. See this? That's a rock jetty. That's a closing dam. You don't want to accidentally hit that. Game over. Did I buy one? But which one? Be more specific, Brian. I buy a lot of things. Nice. Yeah, I actually caught a really nice smallmouth on the Caden 735 CB throwing a Little John on the river on Sunday. Stuck at work again. Baitman says he's going to start making videos again. That's what he said in his last video. So everybody go watch Baitman's latest Facebook haul and tell him, make more videos. Make Baitman great again. Yes, those are lower unit killers. Minorod. I've got the 610-1 Ecstasy and the 610-1 Caden. I got both of them. So, all right. Let's see what else is what is it? Do you ever write notes and you can't even read your own handwriting? fancy fishing video should come out Friday. Members will probably see the fancy fishing video tomorrow. It'll come out for the public for Classic Bass or for Lake St. Clair on Friday. So get your fancy fishing lineups because next week is also Lake St. Clair. That boy Frank getting out on that grind. All right. So let's take a 1-minute break and let's dig into this box from Top Toad in 1 minute.
Are you ready to reel in your next home purchase or refinance? Supreme Lending's Dream Team can help guide you through the entire mortgage process, from pre-qualification to closing. We have a wide variety of home loan programs in our tackle box, including down payment assistance and first-time homebuyer options. You can ask HellaBass. He trusted us to help finance his home. Contact the Dream Team today by searching Supreme Lending Dream Team or click the link below in the description or scan the QR code on your screen.
All right. Awesome. Shout out to the Dream Team supporting the channel. You know, rates are changing. You want to get a house? You want to refi? Reach out to my guy Aaron. He'll help you out. He's a bass fisherman. Yeah, good time to get your likes in. But let's open the box. So, Rex, Top Toad, reached out to me and said he had a package for me. So I was like, all right. And he says, maybe you can use them to sell on Whatnot, but I don't think that's what I'm going to use them for. What's up, Gee Fan? Let's get our Arsenal Battle Braid scissors. Open up the box from Top Toad. I haven't seen Top Toad, so shout out if you're watching the replay later, Rex, or listening. So let's see what's in the box. Paper. Or paper. I see a note. Says, Rich, sell some of these duplicates on Whatnot, help you pay for shipping in your giveaway. I would like to see what some go for. Don't tell that I gave you to you. Oh. Oops. Is that out loud? I guess I should have pre-read that. So, what Rex sends is he's got a bunch of things from the Norman, or was it the LureNet Signature Series bait shop. So I believe these are the Frank Scalish signature crankbaits. So he bought some extras to do trading, and he wanted, and so I don't really feel like I want to sell these on Whatnot. I think I actually want to give these away to people on the channel, the members, things like that, because Rex is a longtime part of the Visor gang. And I thought I would much rather share with you and share with members than sell on Whatnot. So this is a Bandit 200 and Mossback Craw. Let's see. Looks like we have a deep little N in St. Clair Chartreuse. Is it just to me that Mossback Craw and St. Clair Chartreuse are not that different looking of colors? I mean, they're different, but I feel like if one got bit, the other one would get bit. We've got a Bandit 200 in Rusty Buckets. I'll say that to AJ. TK. Here you go. I'm going to take some. This is Rusty Buckets. And so this one is number 40 of 600. This one's 184 600. This one's 451 of 600. All right. Number 5 of 600. Norman Speed N in St. Clair Orange. Not to be confused with St. Clair Chartreuse. And they do have Frank's, like that one you can see the Frank's. I guess they all have the Frank Scalish signature on them. What's up, Seekers and Hooks? We have a Suspending Rogue in Bay Anchovy, 520 of 600. We've got number 250 of 600, Norman DD22 in Wounded Threadfin. So if you guys are listening over on the MP3, you want to see what these crankbaits look like, you'll have to hop onto YouTube and check them out. This is a box that was given to me from a channel member that wanted me to share these baits with others. So these are all from the Frank Scalish Signature Series Lure Net Custom Shop. So this is Norman DD22 and Wounded Threadfin. So this is a duplicate here. So these are both DD22s and Wounded Threadfin. Here's another Bandit 200. Here's number 6. So we've got 5 and 6 of the Bandit 200 in Rusty Buckets. That's definitely the funnest name so far. Anybody else in chat grab any of these Frank Scalish Signature Bandit or Pradco custom colors? I know like a lot of people that watch BTL got in on these. Here's another Smithwick and Bay Anchovy. Number 384. Yeah, and I just opened this now. I did not look at this beforehand. I think we have 2 of the same ones here. So we have number 571 and number 186 out of the Deep Little N in Chartreuse Tiger Craw. It's interesting. They actually, like most companies, right? Like for most of their baits, right? They have a generic card, and then the sticker just tells you the color and the model, or right? But they actually printed the number on the card, right? These have like the individual 571. It says the bait name and the color on the front and the back of the cards. So they're like customized cards for every one. And then finally, probably the most exciting one here, a Hedden One Knocker Spook in Cloud 9. Kind of a pink purple bait. Man, what do you think of that one? If you're still watching on your break, does that make your plums tingle, Baxter? What was a grass question? Did I miss that? The wet dog smell. I struggle to successfully fish cranks in the grass-filled lakes around me. If you're up around Minnesota, Wisconsin, one of the things I like to do is get my boat on the edge of the weed line and throw a DT6 up on top and then bring it off the edge as the weeds kind of fall. That's a good way. The DT6 comes well through grass pretty well. Lipless cranks are a good way. A DT4, square bills over the top of the grass. Those are good ways to build confidence and get bites in the grass up around me. Smalley Crusher. Tim Maynard's into the pink. So, yeah. So I was definitely going to give one away tonight and save some for others, but then I set a super chat goal at the beginning, and Brian fulfilled the super chat goal, so we're going to give away 2 baits tonight. So let's start with this guy. We'll do one of these Chartreuse Tiger Craw, a Deep Little N, Norman. Shout out to Rex. Let's get this fired up. Hashtag Rex. We'll give away the Chartreuse Deep Little End. And we'll use Brian's $5 to pay for the shipping. So this tag, hashtag Rex, like, oh, Carol's here. Probably doesn't make sense for everybody else to put theirs in. It's not going to be a funny joke anymore if she never wins again. Oh, what else? So yeah, we got Classic Bass, Bass Nation Championship next week, TOC Minnesota. Well, the other thing I want to do is that we haven't done a member giveaway in a while. Let's see. So if I go here, just give stuff away tonight. Jay Hayes, Anthony Thompson, Just Fishing, Terry Parker, and the Burning Season all get 1 month free of HellaBass membership. You can go back and check some of the members only streams, content, seminars. You haven't got your stuff, Pickwick? I'll text them right now. Let's take care of that business right now. I know he had some work travel and stuff too, but he also might have forgot. All right. Sent him a note. Pickwick Pirate. All right, let's draw this. Everybody's in. We got 19 entries, 42 people watching for the Chartreuse Tiger Craw Deep Little N, hand painted or custom signature. I don't know that. Are these supposed to be hand painted by Frank or are they just his design? One of Frank's personal favorite patterns on his favorite deep diving crankbait, Chartreuse Tiger Craw, is proprietary craw to the mind of scale. It gives you the look of a faded craw exoskeleton with a bold chartreuse and orange accents. This is an excellent pattern for cranking secondary points leading into spawning areas. So I think this card was developed by Frank, but I'm pretty sure somebody else painted it in Guatemala. So sneaking in just in time. Chris, under the wire. And so is Darren Peterson. See who wins. Lauren Janet. It's going to stay local. Going to stay close to home. Congratulations, Lauren. There you go. All right. So, are you going to be at the state tournament, Lauren? Are you fishing the state tournament? If you are, I could just bring it down there. Otherwise, I can mail it if you send me your address. Either way, not a big deal. I feel like we had another duplicate here. Should we do a Bandit 200 and Rusty Buckets? All right. We did that one. We do this one now. Rusty Buckets. So it's the Bandit 200 and Rusty Buckets. Hashtag Rusty. And as always, like, share the stream, comment, all that fun stuff. It's much appreciated. Chris is going for the Girl Scout camp to Mount Rushmore. That sounds fun. Not much. Talked a little. I mean, it's a pretty short stream. It won't take you long to go. You don't need to go back now. We talked a little bit about why I wasn't streaming last week, why I won't be streaming next week. 2 tournaments next week. Somebody came and looked at my boat today. Omnia code. Da 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 da. That'd be a fun name. Alex Larson, appreciate the super chat. Not needed, but much appreciated. How are you doing, buddy? Shipping on Alex tonight. All right, we got about 17 people in for the Bandit 200 in Rusty Buckets. Should we read what this one says? It says, Rusty Buckets is all about the crawfish. The pattern accentuates all the colors commonly known to crawfish, such as browns and reds, but also throws in some gorgeous blue tint to provide a beacon for bass to lock on as it's crashing through the rocks. It looks more green than blue to me. Am I colorblind? But that looks green. Didn't I just say blue? I that is a long ways, and it's the wrong direction for where I'm going to be, Chris. I did ask him where that was. To be clear, I did go to the kayak event in Minnesota, and there was no Iowa people up here. So, what's up, Julie? All right, 19 people. Last call here. I'll give it about another minute on the Rusty Buckets Bandit 200. Bandit 200 is a fish catcher. I actually caught, where was I fishing? In practice in lacrosse, I was throwing a Bandit 200 and was catching some fish. We are all colorblind and Frank is not. I think it's green too. But it says blue tint, and maybe there's a tiny bit of blue, but it's mostly green. And I don't see much. There's a little bit of brown, but not that much. I don't know. Yeah, that's one of the for the people that got their members. That seminar I did, I think, is a fun little one. All right, everybody's in. That's in. We got 20. Big screen it. Draw the number. Pickwick Pirates. Will you catch them on Pickwick on this? Congratulations, Pickwick Pirate. I think I have your address. You should be set. Tim says the band is going to be the first ballot Hall of Famer in the Crankbait Hall of Fame. What else is I think I was about to say something. Oh yeah, I was gonna maybe do another 5 more member giveaways. Yeah. Because I only have 2 days left, so we're just gonna send them out. So who else is getting a free membership for the month? Little Rich, Julie Rousseau, Kyle Norris, Kraken Bass, and the Dad Bod Angler. It's funny people that you don't see them in chat, but then they show up when you do the giveaway. So enjoy some of the. Go back and dig into the membership content. I'm pretty sure, Little Rich, you've been a member in the past. Yeah, 50 tonight. Not bad for an unplanned stream. Gave away some crankbaits, give kind of a life update. Busy week of fishing. Definitely turn on your subscriptions notifications if you want to see the live on Tuesday. So if you're working on Tuesday or you can watch, I'm going to try to be live all day during Classic Bass and hopefully a better showing than lacrosse. Should catch more fish on the Hamadou. Like that place is loaded. Sinkers and hooks, shout out. Thanks for joining. Thanks for checking it out. Enjoy Little Rich. Hope everybody had a good time. I'm not going to go super late. If anybody wants to ask any questions, or fire them off in the next few minutes. We're gonna wrap up early. Go spend some time with the wifey before I ghost on her for like a week of fishing. And then tomorrow is gonna be like prepping hard. Yeah, I love lacrosse. I got the national championship in October. I'll be going back. Maybe I'll be fishing. I might try to fish the BFL Super Tournament as well, just as a warm up for that, if it's not in the off limits. Yeah, it's a good crew here, Sinker and Hooks. So usually most Wednesday nights, not next week. Maybe. I guess there's a slight chance if we've got good internet, I might do a little. It definitely would be another impromptu. Maybe give like a day one update from the Bass Nation TOC. I know people have given me crap about going live while driving, but I don't know. I suppose I could give some kind of update driving to the river. The Arsenal is really good around heavy, thick grass. It's got a nice stout hook. I definitely can fish that on braid with no worries. It's got a pretty decent weed guard on it. It's a solid choice around grass. The Arsenal swim jig does very well around grass. I like their 3/8 one a little better than their quarter. Their quarter is a true quarter, and it's pretty light. It's lighter than most people's quarter. I mean, I gave you like 13 seconds, Rich. Can't help it if you're not quicker. Looks like Alex Larson stole Brian, your number one spat in the top fans. So Alex Larson, number one fan, Brian, number two fan, and the wet dog smell, number three fan tonight. So fun stuff. Looks like we had 34 people chat tonight. So that's cool. Yeah, I've been. Is Bad still good? I haven't been listening to Bad as much. I just run out of time. Yeah, there was like one person that really gave me an earful comment last time I went live driving. Even though I was looking up, we were in like standstill traffic, but I don't remember who it was. Why do you suck at frog fishing so bad? I don't know. Confidence thing? You don't bake your frogs in the windshield? It's all about timing, like getting that when they eat it. You don't want to set too quick. You don't want to set too long. I mean, I assume you got a stiff rod, heavy braid. You just got to practice more. All right, sounds like Sinkers and Hooks has got a YouTube channel on the journey to 500. Good luck. It's a grind out there. What tungsten swimbait head do you recommend for the Arsenal Wacky Band hack that you gave Larry Months? I don't use. I guess that's one thing I don't. I usually use lead heads for my swim baits. I don't. I suppose tungsten maybe shows up a little better on front facing, maybe, but like I've never really had a problem with the lead. So like the Dobbin swim bait head, the Outcast, what Golden Eye Swimmer's a good head. The what is it? The Dirty Jigs little guppy head's a good. Like there's a lot of good swim bait heads, and they all work pretty well with that band trick. Oh yeah. Well, if you're not getting a bite, are you just like I think you're down in Arizona, so I assume it's a lot of like sparse cover thrown around tules and brush and stuff like that. Not a lot of matted vegetation. I guess just get good about putting your frog in places and shade lines and things like that. Pickwick Pirate, Brian said, "Oh snap, I got that sitting on my desk. I'll get it out tomorrow." So he forgot. So it was a good reminder. In Philly, why was I thinking you were in Arizona? So you just throw it around in Philly, just like around the pile of old junkie needles and trash mats and I don't know. That was a joke. I don't know, like, to me, it's like a if I'm in a mat, right, it's typically a very, like, deliberate, like, just a like, chugging forward motion, like, just choot, 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 like, if I'm in grass and mat. If I'm skipping around docks and bushes and sparse cover, then I'm trying to get it to walk like this, like a spook. Real short little and try to keep it moving in place. Like, I don't want it to, like, do, 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 do. I want it to, like, try to sit in place as long as possible without moving forward. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, the shopping carts. Throw them around the shopping carts. Cool. Are you throwing a popper? I mean, poppers are good. I also throw the whopping frogs a lot. What's up, Jay? How'd your small boat derby go on O'Dowd that I couldn't make? Yeah, and if you're skipping around sparse cover, definitely don't feel like you need to walk in immediately. Kind of settle in there. What frog should a beginner use? I mean, like, honestly, for the money, it's hard to beat a Booyah Pad Crasher. Like, it's a good, soft little frog. It's got decent hooks in it. Not mad if you lose it to a pike. They're very good for the money. The bronze eye is a great choice. Didn't go well. You lost. Does it suck because you lost or because everybody didn't catch them? Yeah, Pad Crasher is a good little frog. It's a little lighter than the Spro. Yeah, and sometimes, like, I think the frog is best. Like, you can catch them on a frog anytime, but a lot of times, to me, especially if I'm not around vegetation and I'm around like hardcover and kind of random stuff, like waiting till the sun gets high and getting around the shade lines. They don't make the Terminator frog anymore, Tim. They discontinued it. It's not introduced to flapping frog. That's a completely different. It's more like a buzzbait. The flopping frog by Spro is good, but it's more like a buzzbait. So he's trying to get bit on a walking frog or a popping frog. Let's not confuse things. Well, right on. Appreciate everybody. Whether you're watching live or the replay, I want to wrap this up. Get to bed. Get prepared for a long day tomorrow and even a longer 8 days. But stay tuned. Updates, Facebook, Instagram. If you want to follow along, HellaBass. I'll keep you posted. Those were gambler frogs that were sitting on my dash, but I definitely have baked my share of Spro frogs as well. Carol, don't say that. We need to get you some more frogfish, Carol. Yes. Stay safe. Be blessed. Enjoy the outdoors. I'm gonna try to get these crank. If I don't, I'm trying to get these crankbaits out tomorrow. If not, it's gonna be a week. But my goal is to beat this crankbait to Pickwick Pirate before Brian gets his to him. So, right on, everybody. As always, here to help you guys catch more big bass and suck less. Thanks, everyone. Be good.